Welcome to the Silver Rush 2025, mining's transformative era. In this video, we're going to dive deep into a story that's not just about shimmering metal, but about the very backbone of our technological future. Deep in the Argentine highlands, a drill rig hums under a relentless sun. Its core samples glint with veins of silver so pure, they reflect the faces of geologists leaning in. This isn't 1849. This is now. And those geologists? They're holding pieces of the future. Silver for solar panels, electric cars, even medical tech. But here's the thing. Demand is growing faster than anyone predicted. Last year, the world mined over 25,000 metric tons of silver, yet we're still scrambling. Because here's the surprising part. Nearly 60% of that silver isn't for jewelry or coins. It's for the green energy transition. This isn't just a mining story. It's about how tech giants like Tesla and Microsoft are suddenly in the dirt with pickaxes, figuratively speaking, racing to secure supplies. Over the next few minutes, I'll trace how this silver rush is reshaping everything from Mexican deserts to African boardrooms. You'll hear why one mine in Mexico produces more silver than entire countries, and why that might not be enough. What's really fueling this rush isn't just about silver's shine. It's about its role in technologies most of us use daily. Solar panels, electric vehicles, even the device you're listening to this on right now. That's the key difference from historical rushes, isn't it? This isn't about hoarding treasure. It's about powering the future. But the scale of demand, Mexico alone produces nearly 1/4 of the world's silver. That's staggering. Mexico's output isn't just feeding traditional markets. Over 60% of that silver is going straight into industrial applications. Solar panels alone consume around 100 million ounces annually. That's enough to cover Central Park in photovoltaic cells, twice. So when we talk about the green energy transition, we're literally talking about silver as the backbone. And that's where things get even more interesting. Because this demand isn't just coming from mining companies anymore. Tech giants, Microsoft, Amazon, Tesla, are now directly involved in securing mineral supplies. 18 major deals in just over a year, totaling nearly 47 billion Canadian dollars. That's a tectonic shift. These aren't companies you'd associate with pickaxes and hard hats. No, but here's the telling detail. Tesla's latest battery tech relies on silver's conductivity. Microsoft's data centers need it for efficient cooling systems. Suddenly, these firms aren't just buyers. They're stakeholders in the entire supply chain. Which explains why AngloGold Ashanti spent $2.5 billion on that Egyptian gold mine. It's not just about the gold. It's about securing footholds in geopolitically stable regions. Precisely. And the African Green Minerals Strategy accelerated this. Lithium and copper exploration budgets there have tripled since 2023. China's pouring billions into African projects too. So it's a three-way race. Traditional miners, tech companies, and governments all vying for the same resources. With one critical twist: sustainability. Over 60% of silver miners are adopting advanced ESG practices by 2025. AI-driven exploration, blockchain traceability, renewable-powered operations. This isn't your grandfather's prospecting. Now let's pull back the curtain on how mining companies are actually meeting these staggering demands. Because here's the thing. This isn't just about digging deeper or faster. The industry's undergoing a transformation that would make those 19th century prospectors' heads spin. We're talking AI, blockchain, renewable energy, tools that sound more at home in a tech startup than a mine site. But how widespread are these innovations really? Far more than you might think. By 2025, 60% of silver mining companies will have adopted advanced ESG practices. Picture this: autonomous drones buzzing over Peruvian highlands, mapping mineral deposits with laser precision. That's a far cry from pickaxes and donkeys. Exactly. And here's the critical shift. These technologies aren't just about efficiency. They're reducing environmental impact too. AI algorithms crunching geological data faster than any team of geologists could. Sensors in haul trucks adjust routes in real time to save fuel. Predictive maintenance stops equipment failures before they happen. One Australian mine saw a 20% productivity jump just by letting algorithms schedule their drills. Take eco-friendly ore processing. Traditional methods use cyanide leaching, which, well, let's just say it's not great for nearby water sources. Now, companies like Zijin Mining are piloting non-toxic alternatives that extract silver using organic compounds. And the results are staggering. 95% recovery rates with a fraction of the ecological footprint. But the innovation doesn't stop there. Blockchain's entering the picture too. Every ounce of silver from mines like Las Chispas in Mexico can now be traced from the ground to your smartphone. ensuring ethical sourcing. So all this tech adoption, is it driven by ethics, economics, or both? Both, with a side of investor pressure. Sustainable mines get better financing terms now. But there's another layer. These innovations are becoming necessities. High-grade deposits are getting harder to find. Labor costs are rising. Communities demand cleaner operations. Tech isn't just nice to have. It's the only way to stay competitive. You can't triple silver production by 2030 with 19th century methods. And yet, the environmental concerns are real. You can't extract thousands of tons of metal without consequences. That's the tension at the heart of this rush. For all this progress, critics argue it's still extraction at massive scale. Here's one of the most surprising developments. In Chile's Atacama Desert, Newmont's gold and silver operations now run entirely on solar power during daylight hours. Their carbon footprints dropped by 40% in just 3 years. And get this, they're even using excess heat from ore crushing to warm nearby communities in winter. Now that's a twist. Mining operations actually benefiting local climates rather than harming them. It's a start. The Diablillos project in Argentina just uncovered phenomenally high-grade silver, but it's in an ecologically sensitive region. They're using electric excavators charged by wind farms. Zero emissions during extraction. And it's not just about being green. Those machines are 30% cheaper to run long-term. The economics are finally aligning with the ethics. But the same minerals enabling clean energy also require Earth moving on an industrial scale. So how do we balance the urgency of climate action with the ethics of extraction? There's no easy answer. Some advocate for circular economies, recycling existing tech for silver. Others push for stricter regulations. But here's the reality. To meet global solar targets, we'll need to double silver production by 2030. Let's step back from the technology for a moment and consider the people caught in the middle of this silver rush. Because behind every ton of ore extracted, there are communities whose lives are being reshaped, for better or worse. Take Ghana, where Zijin Mining acquired that Akyem gold mine for $1 billion. Overnight, a remote region becomes a hub of industrial activity. New roads, schools, jobs paying 5 times the local average. But those same roads carve through ancestral lands. The jobs come with air thick with dust from round-the-clock drilling. And when the mine's lifespan ends, often just 15 or 20 years, what's left? In Argentina's Salta province, where AbraSilver made those high-grade discoveries, the mine funds a hospital treating 3,000 indigenous people annually. Solar panels power the entire operation. It's a glimpse of what ethical extraction could look like. So the model exists. The challenge is scaling it before the rush leaves irreversible damage. In Namibia, a German startup is piloting something radical. They're training locals to operate solar-powered micromines, small-scale, low-impact operations where communities own the means of production. So cutting out the middlemen, both corporate and geopolitical. Exactly. Early results show 80% of profits staying local, with land rehabilitated as they go. It's a drop in the ocean compared to industrial mining, but it points toward alternatives. So as we step back from the depths of this silver rush, what strikes me most isn't just the scale of extraction, it's the paradox at its core. These minerals are both the foundation of a greener future and a source of profound disruption for communities and ecosystems. 60% of silver now fuels clean energy, yet less than 15% gets recycled from old tech. That gap between what we take and what we reuse might be the most urgent challenge of all. So perhaps the real measure of this silver rush won't be in metric tons mined, but in whether we finally learn to balance progress with permanence. And that future is arriving faster than anyone predicted. If you found this information valuable, please hit that like button, share this video with fellow investors who might benefit, and subscribe to our channel for more in-depth analyses and market insights. We eagerly await your comments below. Let us know your thoughts and what topics you'd love for us to explore.